Let us continue the lecture. Open this.
Communication.
Yeah.
Communication between your TypeScript code of your component, your business logic, and the template, so what the user sees. Because you might have some result in your TypeScript code because you fetched something from a server or finished some calculation, which you want to display to the user. And the only thing the user sees is the template. So we need some kind of communication between both pieces to be able to really, well, do something in our app. That is where data binding comes into play because it is responsible for this communication. We get different ways of communication now. For example, we want to output data from our TypeScript code in the HTML code, in the template. We can use string interpolation for this. You saw this in the first section of the course. It's the syntax with the double curly braces and then some property name or some expression in between. Or property binding. We will have a closer look at all these forms, of course, in the next lectures, so we will learn what this then is and how it works. The syntax basically uses these strange squared brackets around HTML attributes, but again, I will come back.
Yeah, great. Let's wait. I will just update the code. Yeah, variables. I'll go back to master. Yes. Let's continue
to this. Sometimes, though, the other direction is interesting too. If the user clicks a button, you can kind of think of the user clicking this button on the template, because again, the template is the thing with which the user interacts, which he sees and where he's also able to click buttons. So if we click a button, we maybe want to trigger something in our TypeScript code. So now we need the other direction. And we can get this other direction. We can react to user events with event binding. So we can bind to, for example, a click event to execute some code whenever it occurs. And we also have one additional form of data binding where we combine both directions. Two-way data binding, where we are able to react events and output something at the same time. Might not be super clear how this works, but that is why we will now have a detailed look at all four forms in the next lectures.
Great. Let's just continue the lecture. String interpolation. Great. Good.
Let's start by having a closer look at string interpolation. Here in the server component, I don't want to output this here in the HTML code like this. I don't want to hard code the output here. It would be realistic that our server component contains information about a specific server. So maybe here in the template file, we want to output server with ID and then some dynamic ID here is, and then the status like offline. So we have two dynamic fields here. Now, it would make sense to kind of derive them in TypeScript code. In a real app, that might be derived from HTTP request you make to some backend or some calculation. For now, I will hard code it in here. So we might have a server ID, and I will assign a value of, let's say, 10, so a number. And I might also have a server status, which is a string offline. So two different types, a string and a number. And though not necessary, you could also be very explicit by assigning the type with TypeScript's feature here of adding a colon after the property name and then the type. It will infer it automatically though, so this is not required. I'm just doing this here for demo purposes.
All right.
So now I want to out.
Okay. This is great. I'm going to try creating this variable and also the type. Let's start from the server side, and I will open everything here. Actually, This is quite fascinating. Okay, server ID, which is number, and I can put 10. No, I will put 99. Nen, you know. Nen, and what? Why is it using this? Actually, this is some kind of. Why is it red? I guess this is not correct, you know. I should not pick this here. I should pick inside the export class. Inside the curly braces. Yeah, this one. And also server status. As the string, perhaps, I will create for Jalao. You know Jalao. This one is Jalao. And also, let's continue the lecture.
Put these two properties in my template. And to get this connection, we need data binding, because you learned it's all about the communication between your TypeScript code and the template. So string interpolation is a typical use case here, or a typical solution for this task here. Instead of the placeholder, I use my double curly braces, opening and closing. This is the string interpolation syntax. And in between these double curly braces, you can now write a TypeScript expression. So the easiest expression is to simply reference a property, like the server ID. And this is a common use case, that you only output a property here.
Oh, so this
it
means that this is one of the string interpolation. It's great. Let's try it. Server ID and server status. Let's try this component. Okay. I will make this like P perhaps. Server ID is I'm using this server ID, and also the server, and the status is blah 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 blah. I will use server status. Okay, great. This is kinda I think this is a problem, you know. Server module and G module, server component. Okay, I feel that this is not correct. Server component, I should not use in server module because this is not the right one. I should use server component, and this module actually is for this app, and I can change this module, but this is not yet usable. This is not yet usable because I am still using the app module, so don't worry about it. Okay, name token. I will just change it. My name is my server ID is, and this status is Jalao. Okay. Great, I'm going to import this server component inside the component.ts. Okay, server component. Okay, import server component. It's great, and the bootstrap will be also be imported. And what's this? Why is it? 1ng module ng. What's wrong with this? Okay. Oh, it looks different. What is this about? Implements on init. I don't know what happened, but let's use this. By more than one ng model. Okay. Okay, I see. So we shall not declare this class to another module. Therefore, I should comment this. So it will, okay. ng on init, ng on init. Okay, let's try ng on init. Just use this. What about I don't implement this? Okay, great. Don't use this. And also this alert implements on init and on init void and blah 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 blah. I'm not going to use this one because I still not yet don't know what is it. So let us try to open the server component ts. The selector is server. The server. Don't use the weirdo one. This is weird. Okay, no problem. Now let us check this one. Okay. Server. The server. Let's try. Okay, I'm server. You are my master. Actually, I'm a slave. Ramush, I don't want to talk. Yo, my name is Taku. My server ID is 99, and the status is Jalao. Let's go. Let's break for now. It's already Zuhur. Thank you.